Miramar, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Tamara G. Don't forget, you can check us out on all of our social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at City of Miramar. And with me today, a very special guest. She is Anya Wallace. She is the curator of Genius Species, and it is an art exhibit. We're going to be talking about that today and how it all came about. So welcome to the show, Anya.
Thank you, Tamara.
Thank you. So happy to have you with us. So tell us a little bit about this art and how did it all come about?
Well, it's an exhibition that's happening in celebration of Women's History Month, or what was to the kickoff was to celebrate Women's History Month for March with the 10 North group in Opelika. And I'm still learning about all of the wonderful things that they do, but it's an amazing organization and group of people, um, really holding down the community of Opelika, and they're insistent that art be a part of what they're doing, community building, land development, um, community agriculture, those kinds of things. So they have this space, the Arc, 675 Alibaba Avenue, which is a converted warehouse, but now converted to a beautiful gallery space and outside space that allows for lovely opening receptions and parties to happen. We're hoping to also close the show, so fingers crossed. And we did a show of 16 works from 7 artists, really from around the country, but also representing those of us who are born in Florida, like myself. I'm not there right now, but I'm born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Hold up, Anya. You are
Yes,
native of
I'm a
Florida?
native. Oh, yes, I'm a native.
That is very rare. You know that, right?
Yes, I'm a native, born in Broward General.
Oh, wow.
And some other folks in the show, T. Thompson is also a native of Fort Pierce. And then we have some other artists that live in Miami. Ebony Y. Rhodes, and Christina Edwards, both are working and living artists there in Miami. And Sierra Newton came from Baltimore. Dr. Grace Hampton couldn't be there with us for the opening, but she is from Penn State, Pennsylvania. She's a mentor of mine. So anyway, it's and also a student of mine who I don't want to forget, Brianna Pizarro from the School of the Art Institute in Chicago, where I taught for a year. And another artist friend, Sarah Stefana Smith, are all the artists of the show. I don't think I left anyone out.
Well, listen, that is
Yeah,
amazing because all females, all
yes,
doing art. And like you said, it was to kick
and
off
all Black women.
all, well, look at that. So,
Yes.
so you have all Black women that have actually performed these great works of art, and they're on display until the end of May because it was supposed to kick off Women's History Month, and it has.
Mm-hmm.
What has been the, I guess, feedback when people have seen these wonderful works of art? Because you mentioned 7 different people, and I know they all have 7 different ideas of what art is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think people are so excited about the show's title, the theme, the this study of a genius and linking it to Black womanhood. So the artists are excited about that. The artists were excited and thrilled to say yes, I think, because of the theme and the purpose of the show. And then the people who are seeing the work, I think, see themselves in that title, but also in the works that are there. T. Thompson's work are representative of a beauty shop that was getting torn down. So we've got these images of old hair dryers, but as she tells us, that also look kind of futuristic. But like every Black woman that came in and saw those was like, I feel home,
We knew
no
exactly
matter how
what it
exactly.
was.
But there's big kind of like bling flashy stuff. There's very traditional stuff like drawing that maybe we've gotten away from taking that kind of time or appreciating the stuff that takes that kind of time because, technology allows for us to do things so rapidly now. But The weekend, I came from Boston for the weekend for the opening. I'm still kind of recovering from the weekend. It was a whirlwind. People were thrilled, excited to do something, I think, of this magnitude in Miami since the pandemic, but just like for such a great purpose. So the feedback was just excitement, and I think everyone is still trying to like come down from how exciting it was.
Well, how hard was it, Anya, to, I guess make it to be only seven artists? Because obviously you probably got a lot of people who wanted to put their works into being seen at a gallery, obviously.
Mm,
And it was
hmm
History Month, it's Black women doing art. How difficult was that to just narrow it down to seven people?
You know, I was I got the job, I got the opportunity to do the show, and I had to move quickly because we didn't have that much time. I would have liked a year to plan a show, but it was like a little over a month. And so what I did to prepare the abstract for the show was to write a performance writing piece. It's a method that I've used since graduate school where I can just sit down. I don't have to worry about like being freaked out or anxious about having a big project to write or a big essay to write. I artistically, critically write in this performance mode, and what comes out comes out. So this is how I wrote the abstract for the show. And in it, I'm kind of telling a story of how I got asked to do it, telling a story of how I'm linking genius to Black womanhood, genius study to Black womanhood. And then in that, I was kind of seeing either the pieces that I wanted, because a lot of these women, all of these women I knew before, all of these women are friends. A lot of the work I had seen already, but some of it, I just knew I wanted the artist kind of in the story. And so after I wrote the abstract, I shared it with the people that I felt fit into this story. Everyone was like, yes, I'm down. And so then we started working on exactly what the pieces would be and how they would fit together. I had never even seen the space before. So
Wow.
yeah, it all happened in a matter of like a month and 2 weeks.
And that is why when your mother told you to stay ready so you don't have to get ready,
Yes.
do what you need to do.
Another genius. Another genius, you know?
Exactly.
Yes.
If you're just tuning in, thank you so much for watching Good Morning Miramar. I'm your host, Tamara G. And with us, we have Anya Wallace. She is the curator of Genius Species. It is at the 10 North Group. It is a wonderful art collection that is going on right now to the end of May. The address is 675 Alibaba Avenue in Opelika. And I have to say, too, that I don't know if many people here in South Florida would have thought that something like this could be in Opelika. As you mentioned, it's kind of having its own renaissance and its own renewal
Yes.
with trying to also bring art and culture to the area. What did you see when you got to the space, and what you were able to make yours?
Well, I love that you just said Renaissance. I love that word, using that word, because well, I'll just tell you a quick little backstory. Dr. Willie Logan, who is the founder of this great group,
Mhm.
he knew me before I knew him. He saw me at a conference in Florence, Italy. I was with my mother, Florence, at the time. And I had gone to the Black Portraitures Conference to present some of my own artwork, these Naked Church Ladies series at Black Portraitures. And when fast forward to being asked to curate the show, the person, Babacar Mbao, who's his senior advisor, asked him, said, I know somebody. And he brought up who it was. He said they Googled me or brought up my picture. And he was like, I know this person. I've seen her before. And he said he remembered me because he felt touched by the fact that I was with my mom, and both him and his wife had both lost their mother that same year. So
Mm.
that was like almost 10 years ago now, maybe a little like 7 years ago or so
Wait a
now.
minute. So you're saying that he remembered you from
Yes,
an event that happened 7 years ago.
yes,
There's so many lessons in all of this, and that, time is truly on your side, because you
yes.
never know when things are going to happen. But bigger one for younger people or anyone who's watching is make a great impression, because you never know, people may, shout you out 7 years later to do something
Even when you don't
important.
know you're making an impression, you know? So I get to meet him for the first time in person, and we're talking about this experience, and he's telling me about what 10 North Group is. And I'm just like overwhelmed with like how beautiful this project is. He's been doing it since the 1980s. Um, and so that the one night that we first met, because there was a dinner that we all gathered at together when we got into town, my parents were there, my mother and my stepfather. My stepfather used to teach in Hialeah for 40 years, a
Okay.
Black man teaching in Hialeah for 40 years until he retired. And so he doesn't realize it, but he has all this history about, Miami. And
Mhm.
so he ends up telling me after the evening of being out that, just all this history about Opalaka and how they had to try to go with this Arabian Nights theme for it. And I'm like blown away by all of this information, and then like putting that together with Dr. Logan's story, meeting some of the people connected to this organization, from the people who work with the children to the women who run the community garden and the food pantry. I'm like, yes, this is all the answers. And you recognize the importance of art being a part of a cultural renaissance if you're trying to have one. Like it was
Sign you
just a
up.
perfect fit. It was just a perfect fit. Like everything just fell into place.
Well, since you mentioned that, with the exhibits that are going on right now, and with, um, I want to say, the assault on the arts. I've been a radio personality for many, many years now, actually 31. And, music is my first love. I love everything, but I love everything art too. It just seems like we are in a culture now where everything that people don't agree with or they don't like, it's an assault against the arts. And that
Yeah.
was one thing about the arts, is that it's always been an individual thing, is what you thought it was,
Mm,
not
mm.
what everybody else thinks it is.
That's an interesting way to put it. Yeah. Uncensored.
Yeah.
We would like it to be uncensored. Yeah, an assault on the arts. Hmm.
So yeah, put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So now, how can people get more information on visiting the Genius Species art exhibit? And again, it's going to be in town until the end of May. You can give them the dates and how they can get information.
Yes, the show is open officially until the end of May, May 31st. I gave the address 675 Alibaba Avenue. From what I understand, it is by appointment to see the show. However, the office is open from 9 to 3 from Monday through Friday. And if someone is on site, you're welcome to, be to see the show, to be a
Okay.
part of seeing the show. Um, yeah. And there's a website, I think. So it's 10 North Group, formerly OLCDC. And
Okay.
so I believe their website is still www.olcdc.org. I'll send it to you afterwards just to make sure. And there's a beautiful site there for all of what they do, as well as the ARC and What's Up, which is Genius Species. And they have some of the works up there. There's a beautiful article written by Miami Living Magazine that highlights some of the works. It's just been phenomenal, the PR and marketing, and they've just done a beautiful job of really framing and exhibiting the work for like the virtual sphere.
I love it. And it's
Yeah.
free to see
And
this.
it's free. Yes.
Okay, it's free. So that is very important, to come and appreciate the arts. And, you don't have to pay anything. You can always go to the website again, or look them up, 10 North Group, just Google them, and you can find out more information about Genius Species. Again, that is by 10 North Group, 675 Alibaba Avenue. And the exhibit is going to be open until May 31st. You can find out more information. Again, just Google 10 North Group, or even Genius Species art exhibit, and it will pop right up. And, make plans to see it, because as I mentioned, Opelika really is. It's having a renaissance, it's having a renewal. Many people are moving there. It's a great location. It's right
I
off.
want to be a part of it. And I'm
Yeah,
glad that this is a way that I'm being about a part of it, but I want to be a part of it more. It seems very exciting.
absolutely. Right off the Palmetto and 95, so it's not far at all. So definitely check it out if you can. Thank you so much, Anya. So what is up next for you after this?
I am actually a professor. I am actually a postdoctoral fellow for the next year here at Brandeis University in Waltham, Massachusetts.
Mhm.
And I'm working on a book project in my academic life, and hope to have that finished by the end of my postdoc. But also, you never know. I call myself an artist scholar, so art is always a part of my scholarship and vice versa. So just like that's the stories that I'm telling, the way life kind of just comes together for us, I think that there will be more opportunities for the worlds to meet, in the future.
All right, Dr. Anya Wallace.
Yes, thank
We're
you.
going to Anya Wallace. Thank you so much. Good luck with everything with that as well. And thank you so much for bringing the Genius Species art exhibit to 10 North Group. Again, the address is 675 Alibaba Avenue in Opelika. You can look up 10 North Group, just Google them, or even Genius Species art exhibit. All the information will pop up, and make plans, please, to go and see it and support
Yes.
this art, particularly the artwork of 7 Black women. It is going to be amazing, and it is amazing, and it's happening until May 31st in the city of Opelika. Thank you so much, Anya. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Good Morning Miramar. I'm Tamara G. Until next time, see you.